What is going on, my super sandwiches? Ramsa here. Today I'm joined by Dino, Danny, and Donnie. Actually, I'm Dino, and they're Danny and Donnie, but we're the 3Ds, and we're going to be discussing Dragon Ball Super's
I love triple
finale.
Ds.
Yeah, triple Ds. We're going to be discussing the finale to the Future Trunks arc, and it was quite controversial. Would you say it's quite controversial?
I would say polarizing.
I like how you guys both said at the same time, as if it was like a fusion. Polarizing, that's an interesting word. Okay, so I think the three of us, by the way, if you did not watch 66, please don't watch this. We don't want to ruin your experience. So go over there, watch it, come back here. If you did watch it, stick around and get ready to spew out your opinions down below, because we want to discuss this basically. But I'm pretty sure the three of us have come to the conclusion or the agreement that overall the episode was great. It was very entertaining. It was fun to watch. Like, it probably got the inner Dragon Balls, literally, got your inner Dragon Balls tingling, because it was just so awesome to watch. However, as Geekdom and D-Free here, or what's your fuse name? Geek-Free, G-Free, whatever. As they both said, it was polarizing because it was very, I guess, questionable in terms of like how it was executed and stuff like that. And that's what we kind of want to discuss in this video. So how about we start with D-Free? D-Free, I didn't really get a chance to talk to you too much about this. Me and Geekdom talked about this for about an hour and a half now before we started recording. But what did you overall think about the ending? How did it make you feel? What would you have done different?
Guess my Patara fusion wore off. I'm all alone again. No more Geek Free. He died. Hashtag Geek Free. I will say that I think that the episode was really fun. You know, we talk about Dragon Ball Super. Sometimes you just flat out got to turn your brain off, and I think this was definitely the perfect example for that. I think that, you know, you watch it, the animation was phenomenal. The fight scene was incredible. You know, and as far as Trunks coming in at the end, it was, you know, I saw what they were trying to do. You know, they tried to, you know, put all their hope in Trunks. All the Earthlings were there. I mean, they gave him that animation for like the Spirit Bomb or whatever that was behind him. He gets another new form, pseudo new form, something like that. He hacks his sword through Zamasu. So like, as a fan, that was incredible. I thought that it was really fun to watch, and I was just sitting there like on the tip of my toes, like, bro, what is happening? What's going on? And it was going so fast, and at the end, you know, you look at Trunks, he's like, he finally freaking did it, bro. GG, finally. You know, it took you this whole time to man up, and complete the arc. So I thought it was awesome.
Geekdom, what about you?
It was very, I'm still very conflicted. I've seen the episode 3 times now, and it was one of those things where if you watch the episode as like that kid that grew up watching Dragon Ball, and everybody watched it different ways. Yeah, your DVDs, your Tsunamis, whatever. It was just technical masterpiece. Great voice acting, great animation. Story-wise, I like the fact that Trunks was the guy to actually finish off Zamasu, that he needed that, because let's not forget that Zamasu not only ruined his future, but also killed his mother. It's just something that the guy needed to get beaten by Trunks, and that was fine. But I do agree there were a lot of things about this episode that I felt were, I don't want to use retcon, even though, because it's been thrown around, a lot of people don't really know what the meaning of that word is, but there was a lot of things that kind of came from out of nowhere. Trunks has been this incredible Chuck Norris level character who's been able to learn everything from seeing it once, like on a cell phone. He's never even seen or heard of the Spirit Bomb ever in his entire life, because Goku never did it in front of him. And yet he somehow figured out how to create an energy sword, and then put the Spirit Bomb energy, draw it from people, and then put it into the sword somehow within the span of like 3 minutes.
Subconsciously, mind you. He didn't even know. It was just happening.
I don't understand. And people have had a lot of issues with this. I've actually seen a lot of people give different opinions and, you know, about like that kind of ass pull stuff. It was a badass moment. It was very well done. It was very satisfying for Trunks fans. However, one issue I think the one thing that's kind of rubbed me weird about this episode is not the retcons, and it's not, you know, the ass pulls. It's the fact that it was so breakneck rush. Like, this episode was literally... Dude, they crammed like 3 or 4 episodes worth of material into this. Vegito fans are livid because they only got to see Vegito for, you know, about 6-7 minutes, and you know, obviously in Dragon Ball Z, Vegito was there for about 5 or so episodes, and I think people wanted more of that. And I kind of understand. Yeah, and I get their complaints because, dude, this is Vegito. We've been teased for a while with this. You know, people want to see Fusion again so much, and they only got it for a little bit. So I get that. I think that they would have stretched this out to 3 or 4 more episodes. I think I personally feel that it would have been more satisfying, and I also think it would have helped build up the story more. Trunks learning, figuring out, okay, I'm gathering energy. What is this? And then maybe had Goku, or even maybe future King Kai, who we've never seen. Why didn't future King Kai just maybe they could have had it something where he taught Trunks off screen or something. Like, I don't know. They could have explained it somehow. But, it's one of those things where, and maybe they will, but it's one of those things where it was just a lot. It was a lot for one episode, and you have to see it 4 or 5 times to really appreciate everything. It was just so much crammed in there.
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
What I was going to say about the Spirit Bomb, I actually love that part only because what the Spirit Bomb has always been is the representation of hope of everybody, of every living thing around you to defeat the one evil that's standing in front of you. It happened with Frieza. It happened with Boo. It was like, that's what that was. And even though it doesn't make any sense that he did make the Spirit Bomb, it also did make sense because literally he was the hope of the future. He was the one hope that was supposed to be alive and be the one to kind of get the job done. Now, what I will say about Vegito, I'm happy and not happy that how he was represented.
Me
what
too.
I'm happy about is that Vegito didn't get the kill. Because, when Vegito was first teased, we all thought, you can't tell me you didn't think this, but we all thought that, okay, it's going to be a cop-out ending. Vegeta and Goku go to fuse. Vegito's going to come out, and he's going to be the one to kill Zamasu. Let's be real, that would have been pretty annoying. Now, the way I saw the ending, and this is what makes me appreciate it a little bit more than most fans, is it was actually not just Trunks who did it. It wasn't just Vegito who did it. It was they all who did it. I mean, the big downfall was when Zamasu fuses Goku Black. And he might have not known this, but half his body was kept immortal. The other half was obviously not immortal.
Which I will say, I thought that was great foreshadowing.
Yes.
That was actually foreshadowed several times. That's one of the things that you can talk about the ass pulls and how nothing was foreshadowed with Trunks and with, the Potara and the retcon. But that right there was foreshadowed, and it was executed masterfully.
Yeah, I love the fact that, it starts out with Goku. He does the blast. He was the first one to really, really harm Zamasu. I mean, Zamasu was fine, but the black side of his body was destroyed. Then the next step was, you got Goku and Vegito fuse, and they really, they get the energy back with the senzu beans, and they really give Zamasu the hands even more and further weaken him. And now that Zamasu is super weakened as is, you got Trunks who comes out of nowhere with the Spirit Bomb, and he kind of does the job to finish it off. I mean, we know it's not done yet, because, the fight's pretty much done, but we know it's not done yet. They're still, dealing with the immortal side of Zamasu. But ultimately, I didn't see this as, a situation where it's Trunks is now bigger and stronger than Vegito. Trunks has surpassed Goku and Vegeta. I didn't see it as that. I saw it as more of, 1, they all did it together. 2, the representation of hope put into gathering all the energy of all the survivors across Earth, put it into Trunks. That's how I saw it, the Hope Spirit Bomb basically, and that's what I love. Now, it was again all over the place, and the biggest problem that I saw again as a fan is it did feel rushed. It felt very, very rushed. You could tell that Toei, Toriyama, or the entire team behind Super, they knew that it was going to be Trunks that was going to kill him off, but they didn't know how yet. And they figured, you know what, let's just add this in here because the fans want it. Again, I mentioned in my review originally that there was quite a bit of fan service here that was added, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing because we all wanted Vegito to come out. But let's be real here, Vegito should not have been the one to kill him off just because it would have been too easy. It would have been too simple.
Well, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
It was either going to be that or the button, which would have pissed people off more. So
the
would've been
button's
worse.
still going to come into play because spoiler alert.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. Well, we understand the physical body gets killed by the mortals, but the non-physical body is going to have to be cleaned up by the Omni King.
Which is obvious, yeah.
Yeah, and I've already made my prediction on my channel. I think that the Omni King is going to clean up the non-physical body and Mafuba him into the sword, and that's going to be how they get rid of the immortal side. That's my guess, but who knows?
That actually would be really, really dope. Now, and before we end this video, we'll also talk about, how we should have ended it. What I like about how they did it here is what should have not happened is it should have been a situation where Vegito comes out and gets defeated, Trunks comes out and gets defeated, Goku and Vegeta come out, get defeated, and then, the Omni King shows up, and then he basically cleans it up. I thought that was going to happen, and I was afraid of that being the actual ending.
That would have been horrible.
That would have been horrible. Again, Vegito coming out and being the winner would have been too obvious. And the only thing that makes sense is they all did it together. That's why I'm a fan of how 66 was executed in a way where it was like, it was everybody. It was Goku, Vegeta, Vegito, Trunks, and then the people of Earth, like literally all coming together in one. It was questionable because it was kind of weird. Like this man literally just took a sword and created a lightsaber, which I'm not going to question it.
I'm telling you, spirit sword.
Yeah. I mean, this man, Trunks is such a fanboy of everything around him that not only did he channel his friends, he also channeled another anime.
He channeled another anime, bro.
Yeah. Now, what I want
Rasengan is next.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask both of you guys as well, because Geekdom, you told me your side of the story, and I basically want you to say that in the video. How you would want it to end? Now, what I would have loved to see is I would have loved it if Vegito, instead of him defusing, if he would have just been defeated, and then like we could have gotten an in-between arc where we see Vegito and like Bulma traveling across the universe trying to get the Super Dragon Balls, and then make like the wish to split themselves in half. That could have been a fun little filler arc in between, like before we get into the next major arc. I would have loved to see that.
Well, the idea of Chi-Chi and Bulma fighting over Vegito, you know, in the sack, I think would have been.
It would have been funny. Missed opportunity. And Geekdom, you actually had a funny one too.
Well, my idea for the ending. Okay, you're talking about the Vegito. My idea for Vegito losing type thing.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, my idea for Vegito losing. Donnie's never heard this before, so this is new to him. But I thought so the idea of this whole like fusion can run out sooner because of power. It's been used way too many times in Dragon Ball, and I don't like it. I think it's been used too many times. I think what should have happened is Vegito should have kept pummeling Zamasu, and Zamasu, because he's a Kai, he knows that the fusion has a 1-hour time limit. So what Zamasu does is he takes the time ring off, he puts it on Vegito when he's like, he literally takes the time ring off, slides it on Vegito's finger and goes, oh yeah, watch this, activates the time ring, an hour goes by, they defuse. And then he's like, fuck you. That would have been my ending.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been awesome, because then it's like he basically does a Doctor Strange. He puts the time ring on him, speeds up time, an hour goes by, he's like, now I win, now what are you going to do? I think that would have been a significantly better ending than what they gave us with just, oh, well, they used too much power. Because I'm tired of the too much power thing. Like, what's the point of fusing if you can't go all out?
Right. Zamasu! I've come to make a bargain. Donnie, do you have an ending that you would have preferred with like the whole Vegito thing?
Just say mine, bro. Wrap it
up. Well, I do like both of you guys, but one thing I did want to see.
I heard you like both of us guys, yeah.
No, for real. One thing I did want to see, like I did appreciate the way that it ended with Trunks. As far as Vegito goes, I would have loved to see him just flat out lose. It seemed like he basically had the upper hand. I mean, he struggled a little bit, but he still had the upper hand for the most part. I did want to see him lose to Merge Zamasu. And then what I thought would have been cool is, you know how Merge Zamasu was having an issue like containing himself, you know, and that form that he was in, obviously he was breaking apart. I would have loved to see him somehow like defuse himself, and then Trunks just takes out Black. You know, kind of bring it full circle back to the way that all started. Trunks versus Black. That's how it all started.
Well, what about the idea? What about the idea of Mai shooting Black in the face with her shotgun? That was one of the other ideas that people had too, bro.
That would have been pretty dope too.
That would have been like some freaking
or what
Dead
if
shit.
What if Trunks' new sword, you know, can take away Zamasu's immortality and he cuts him down too?
I don't know if I would have liked that, because you don't want to depower the Super Dragon Balls. And they've kind of already somewhat done that. You know?
They're dead. They're broken. They don't
exist.
But
you don't want to depower the lore behind them. I think that it's already an issue. I think, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
All I'll say is again, we can all agree that episode 66 was very entertaining to watch. Again, polarizing is the word thrown out there, or controversial is also another word thrown out there, just because how so many different paths the story could have taken. But ultimately, it was fun and entertaining to watch.
I am done watching Super for a week.
Before we end this video, we want to hear from you guys. Again, kind of answer the same question we talked about here. Number one, what did you think about the episode? How would you have preferred it to go, and why? And like, what would you have done with Vegeta? Would you have done it a little bit differently? Would you have done the same thing? Should Vegeta have been the one to basically get the kill? I guess let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But again, I'm excited. Like I am super happy to be a Dragon Ball fan at this point, and I can't wait to see what else is going to come out. So let's just see what happens this weekend when the Omni King apparently steps out, according to the next episode preview. So let us know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's discussion. And anything else from you guys before we end this?
Fan service is fun. That's all I gotta say.
Fan service is fun.
Yeah, this is fan. How about the 0 fan service plan? What about that?
We're gonna strip out Trunks. He's never gonna come back. We're gonna strip out all of his movesets, all his mystical transformations we get no context to. Everything, just gone.
Bro, he has more of a moveset than like Shang Tsung, bro. Like he knows everybody's moves. It's ridiculous.
My favorite character, my new favorite creative character.
When they go back to Earth,
I can't wait for him to do the Kaioken, and he's gonna have his aura
Please.
will be blue, yellow, and red, bro. Like a
man.
damn Yankee candle.
All I'm saying is when they go back to Earth, Gohan's gonna be Super Saiyan God next. Calling it right now. No, actually,
Yeah,
before I end the
right.
video, I do want to toss out something just because me and Geekdom briefly talked about it before recording too. The manga for the finale should be coming out, I believe, in a couple days. If not, it should be next month. I don't know when they're gonna do it, but I have a feeling that the ending might be slightly different, and I want to call it now. How would you guys feel if in the manga, instead of having it be a Vegito thing, they'd bring out Gogeta?
I
if you
said
guys
it before.
remember-
I don't think it's gonna happen, but
I don't think it's gonna happen, but at the same time, the ending to Universe 6 was completely different in the manga. Like instead of the Kaioken Blue, they had Super Saiyan Red. So
I know one
I'm curious
thing's
to
for
know-
sure: the Kaioken Blue probably won't make an appearance. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because like, it's completely different. Because like
it's not really necessary.
we know how
though.
it's supposed to end. It's supposed to
Yeah.
end with Trunks getting the kill, like the victory slice. But what happens in between is kind of like up in the air. For all we know, Toyotaro could be like, you know what? I'll do Gogeta just to please the Gogeta side of the fan base. And for all we know, that might look even better. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let us know about that below as well. And of course, when the chapter comes out, I'm sure we'll all review it and all that stuff. But for now, before we talk your ears out, let us know your thoughts on 66 down below. And I guess if you enjoyed, leave a like and all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the comment section below as well. Peace.